Hi, welcome on this lab on IP version 6. So in this practical, we are going to configure IP version 6 basic functions and also implement static and default IPv6 routing. So what you need to understand is why do we need IPv6 in our network? So IPv6 is just an improvement on IP version 4. Due to the depletion of the number of IP addresses in IP version 4, IP version 6 was implemented. With the growth in technology, actually introduction of artificial intelligence where sensors have been introduced, all of the things will need to be configured with an IP address. So even the home devices will need an IP address. So in order to help cap that situation, we introduce what is called an IP version 6. So IP version 6 now will help cap the depletion of IP addresses because it has a vast address space. So in this lab, where we are going to configure IP version 6, this is just an introduction to IP version 6 configuration. So we are going to set this topology with IP addresses. So we're just going to do it straight away. You're going to enter to this our router and give them IP names. So this router here, this one will be cooperative router. So cop router. This one will be SF router. Then this one will be LA router. So we go to our SF router and do the configurations. I'm going to give it its host name. So tell it no, enable config terminal. Host name here will be a cop router. After giving it a name, we are now going to tell it IP version 6 unicast routing. After that, we enter the interfaces here. The interface connected to that router is a serial 0, serial 1, and gig 0. So interface a serial 0/0/0. We're going to get IP version 6 address. In this lab, actually, we are going to do a lot of copying and pasting because we can't type this all of the time. So we just come to that one, you highlight and you use Control C, you copy it and come to your router. Then you paste on that interface. After that, you tell it EUI. So extended unique identifier. This is used to give that host interface. So we enter, then we tell it no short to bring that interface up. Sorry, no short. I believe you guys understand how you get your host ID using the EIU64. That is, you use the MAC address of the device, then you insert FE in the middle of the MAC address. So to get the host ID of your IP version 6 address. So we are going to go to gig number /1. Then we copy its IP version 6 address here. Control C, come and tell it IP version 6 address. Then you paste. Then we give it a EUI64. Enter, tell it no short. Tell it no shutdown. After that, we are going to come now to our SF router here. Enable config terminal, then host name here is sf route sf. After that, we tell it IP version 6, unicast routing, then you enter the interfaces. So you enter interface serial 0/0/0. IP version 6 address here will be, you paste, you come here, you copy, then you come into that interface and paste. After that, you tell it EUI 64, then you tell it no shot to bring that interface up. See, the interface has turned to green. Also, this gigabit 0 should also be given an IP version 6 address. So you come and copy its address, enter the interface gig 0/0, IP version 6 address, here we paste. Then you give it the host ID, or you tell it to pick the host ID from the EUI64. After that, tell it no shut to bring the interface up. See, this interface has come up by turning to green. So then we come to this LA router. On our LA router, we are going to do the same configuration. Say no, enable config host name here. This is LA router. Tell it IP version 6. IP version 6 unicast routing. Then enter the interfaces. You're going to copy the first interface that connect to this connected with the serial. Control C. So interface serial 0/0/1 IP version 6. IP version 6 address. Then we paste. Tell it EUI 64. Then you tell it no shut to bring it up. The interface has changed to up. Then you enter interface gig 0/0. Come and copy its IP version 6 address. Control C. IP version 6 address. Paste the address. Then tell it EUI 64. After that, tell it no shut to bring it up. So those interfaces are up. Let's now bring the interface that connect to this router here. Let's give this router a name of bold. So we're going to enter into that interface. So interface gig 0/0. Copy that IP version 6 address. Control C. Then IP version 6 here, address, paste, then tell it EUI. After that, tell it no shut. So because for the link to be up, we need also to configure this other side of the link. So we'll just come to this one because it doesn't have IP version 6 address. You come there and just turn on that interface from the gigabit view. Turn it on. Now it's on. Now we are going to check our IP version 6. So do show IPv6 route. When you type do show IP version 6 route, you will see here. This is the address that here shows that the address that was configured on the router. So that address was configured on gigabit 000 and it is directly connected. Then L here shows that this is a link local unicast address. So from this point, you see it has picked a full IP version 6 address, and now you can see here the MAC address have been inserted with the FF and FF:FE. So it has been inserted between the MAC address and has been used to make the host address, and that one is on the gigabit via gigabit 0/0. This one is the IP address that was configured on serial 0. Then its link local address is that one shown there. The same to this one that is configured on serial 0/0/1, and its link local address is the one given there. So with that, now we need to configure static route and default route. So we're going to come to this our SF router here, exit, and tell it show IP version 6, exit again. Then you tell it show IP version 6 interface brief. After that, you will see the addresses that have been configured. Now we are going to copy the address on serial 0/0/0. Before we copy that address, we know that we want to configure a static route on this router. We want to configure a static route to this network. Our next stop shall be interface, the address on this interface here. So that is the address on that interface will be the one that we've highlighted here. That is 200, and this one that end with the 91001. But the network will be 201 with that one, the subnet of 14. So we come to this. First of all, let's copy that address. Control C. Then come here. IP version 6 route. Then we paste. After that, we are going to after that, this is the network. Then we come and copy the host. The host ID will be the next hop will be this this address here. So come and copy that address. This one will be our next hop here. Then when we question, we can see here the administrative distance range from 1 to 254. So you can pick any administrative distance. So that's our administrative distance here will set to, our administrative distance will set it to 150. So after that, meaning that we've configured a route from this scope to the network where the pieces belong. Again, now we are going to configure a network towards where PC number 1 belongs. So that is this network of on a subnet of 15. So we copy that, Control C. We come on that and tell it IP version 6 route here, route here, then you paste that that network where that belongs. Then in this case, we are going to use the outbound interface. So the outbound interface will be serial 0/0/1. On this other route, we used a next hop address that was addressed on this interface here. So now in this other side, let's implement the outbound interface. All should be the same. At the end of the configuration, all should be able to work on uh, in the same way. So we're going to tell it serial 0/0/1. When you question here, you are told here the administrative distance, we are going to give it administrative distance of 150. After that, so meaning that that route has been configured. Now you come to your SF router here. On SF router, you want to configure a route towards this network here. This network that leaves COP router towards the Boulder router. We are going to come to this, and first of all, let's copy that. Let's copy that address. Control C. Config terminal. Then tell it IPv6 route here towards the network of that, which I can't read. That is so heavy number to read. Now we are going to use the outbound interface. The outbound interface will be now a gig /0/0. So serial 0/0/0, and administrative distance here will be 150. Then that one was a static route. Now we are going to configure a default route on this other side from LA to the network where 2001 DB8 3C 4D 11/64 is. So come again onto that router. So exit. So IPv6 route here. We configure the default route. The default IPv6 route is as shown, as the one I've shown there. Then after that, it is a default route with the exiting interface, outbound interface be serial 0/0/1, and the administrative distance I set to 150. So after that, I am going to try and now to see if we can reach this router here. We want to reach the interface of gig 1, gig 0, gig 0, where that is connected to the PC. So come to that SF router, exit. Then we tell it to show IPv6 interface brief. Now after that, we are going to pick the IP address that has been given to this interface here. So this is the IPv6 address that has been given to that interface. So we are going to copy it. Then come to your SF router and see if the routes are now able to work, if the ping goes on successfully. So exit, then tell it ping IPv6, then we paste. So you see here the packet was sent successfully. So the success rate is 100%, meaning that from this router here, you are able to reach the network where the PC belong. Again, also we are going to see also if the default route that was configured on this other LA router also worked. The static route that was configured on this LA works. So you're going to come to your LA, then you pick the address of that interface that connect to the PC. So interface show IPv6 interface brief. After that, we're going to pick the interface for the gig 0/0. So you pick that interface address and copy, then come to your COP router. So tell it to ping IP version 6. Then you paste that long address here. So you can see here also the packets were sent and it went successfully. So the success rate was 100%. So that's it. So I believe now, guys, you've understand how you can configure an IP version 6 on an interface and also enable static and default routing. So that was just a simple and a very short practical. In our next practical, we are now going to look at how can you now implement OSPF version 3, that is for the IP version 6 on a complex network. So thank you, and let's meet in that next video. Get prepared for the OSPF version 3. So goodbye for now.